It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Two Tribes Brewing Company, and this is a can of their Metroland Session IPA coming in at 3.8% ABV. This will be my first beer from Two Tribes. Not had anything from these guys before. They're based in London, King's Cross in London in the UK. Without further ado, let's get their beer out into a glass and see what we get. Little bit of smoke on the can opening. Beer in the glass then. Look at that. Look at the quality on that beer. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful, light looking beer. Almost looks like a wit beer, or white beer. In fact it does, a hazy wit beer. One finger white head, good levels of slow moving carbonation. Very light in the colour as I've just described to you. Yeah, it's very, very light. They've used a lot of light malts in this beer, and I imagine they've used a lot of light malts because they want the hops to shine on this beer. So 3.8% ABV. Let's get the aroma on this beer then. Oh, it smells lovely, absolutely lovely. A real light lemony, but then biscuit malt, a little bit of, not biscuit malt's the wrong word. A light, like cracker bread, wafer-like malt coming through on the aroma. Slightly spicy, slightly peppery. It smells absolutely incredibly drinkable at 3.8% ABV with the hop character that I'm describing from the aroma. I'm imagining this beer is going to be super, super drinkable. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Stone the Crows. Stone the Crows. What a beer. What a beer. There's a hint. The first thing I got from the beer was a hint of lime. Just running through from start to finish on the flavour. The moment you start tasting the beer, you're picking up this slight, it's not massive, just this slight lime flavour, and that carries on from start to finish. In fact, I'm still tasting that touch of lime now. Lemon, clementine, orange flavours, little bit of grapefruit. Oh, it's lovely. And again, I want to mention about that drinkability. Because it's 3.8% ABV, because they've only put, you know, a very small amount of malt into this beer to create that 3.8% ABV. Of course, if you're experienced in beer, you're going to know all about this. But if you're new to beer, it's a bit like the more you add the malt, the more sugar you're creating from the malt, the more the yeast gobbles up all of that sugar, turns it into alcohol. So the more malt you add, the higher the ABV you get. So at 3.8% ABV, it's quite low on the ABV scale for even for a session IPA. I would say session IPAs, they generally go between 4.2 and 4.5% ABV, but I mean, this is holding its own. It really is. As a 3.8er, it's really holding its own. It's really drinkable, really refreshing. I can imagine just, you know, getting on the blower, getting your friends round on it. I like a Sunday afternoon drink, 1 o'clock on a Sunday. I'm starting to look at my watch. I'm getting a bit twitchy. I want to get the beers out, especially if the sun's shining. I want to get the beers out. So we get the friends over, or we go to our friend's house. And I can imagine just sitting in my mate's garden now. Just poured this out, sitting on a deck chair, sunglasses on, sun beaming down on you. And you got a fantastically kind of refreshing, cold, drinkable session IPA to, you know, to help you along the way with that suntan. I'm reviewing this beer. I'm looking out and the wind's blowing and it's gusty and you probably hear it in the background. A late February day here in Wales, and it's... Do you know where you're at the stage of winter where any minute now, sun's gonna... or the spring's gonna hit you and everything's gonna be in bloom. But it's those final days of winter where it's been such, you know, especially with what's been going on in 2020 and 2021, where it's been such a long winter. You just want to drive out of it now, get out of it, let the spring hit you, let all the plants start growing, and I'm happy then. I'm happy days then. Happy days. It's clinging on to the, you know, the last few days of winter, hoping for spring. Right, Two Tribes Metroland Session IPA. Yeah, my first beer from these guys. Beer plus music plus art. Two Tribes Brewing for the next generation of beer drinkers, supporting live music plus art projects. Pretty cool. All very kind of London-y, really, isn't it? So much to do in London. So much to do. There's a billion things you can do in London. Metroland, light bodied and easy to drink with a citrusy aroma of orange peel and papaya. And then we got brewed and canned by Two Tribes Brewing Company Limited, UK. Yeah, King's Cross in London. As I said, first time I've had anything from these guys. Brilliant beer. Absolutely brilliant beer. Really tasty. Really, really tasty brew. I'm going to rate it. Looks good. Lovely lacing look on the glass. Still has a little bit of head retention. Let's roll the beer around in the glass then. Look at that. Nice looking beer. For 3.8% ABV. Cracking. Nice taste. I like that. Two Tribes Metroland, Two Tribes Brewing Company, London, King's Cross in London. I like that enough to give it a 9 out of 10. So 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.